Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Absolutely delighted to have a new entrance on Kerfuffle. I almost forgot my own business there. On Kerfuffle, but not a new business in itself. I am very excited to introduce Houzecheck. James and Amit, how are you, gentlemen?
We're good, thank you.
Very well, Simon. It's a pleasure to be talking to you today.
Rocking the Jerry Maguire look, always like that when people do that. And as it said in your bio, serial tech entrepreneur, and that is the very look that I think that gets across. Guys, Houzecheck's really one of those companies that I feel like a bit of a blagger. I'm meant to be Mr. Prop Tech, Mr. That there. And I didn't understand the size and scale of you guys, as what was a relatively new company. Knew the name. Could you just give us a bit of a background, Amit, just to start off as the founder here as well? Just tell us about Houzecheck. Give us an idea of why people should listen to us for the next few minutes.
So Simon, Houzecheck is the leading prop tech in residential surveying in UK now. So what we have done is we have developed a platform, a tech platform, which speed up the surveying process. So we primarily we have RICS surveyors who are on a platform. They use a platform to deliver surveys. So on one side we have home buyers and banks and other kind of B2B players looking to get a survey evaluation done. On the other side we have surveyors, and now we are looking to partner with agents so that we could improve and deliver the same great experience we're delivering for other B2B players to the agents when they're looking to get a sale done as quickly as possible. We kind of started Houzecheck in 2018, so it's been 6 years now since we started. Since then we have delivered over 70,000 reports, probably one of the biggest players in a B2C segment for residential surveying. We got about 150 surveyors working for us. We have got over 1,000 plus 5-star reviews on Trustpilot. We are rated very heavily by all the key stakeholders. So today, I think I feel really excited to share a story with you and with all the agents that kind of work with Kerfuffle. So for Houzecheck, it's a kind of a key milestone to be kind of addressing the great agency network you guys have got.
Well, again, I feel like a bit of a sham because here I am, and look, I love Kerfuffle, but there are other review platforms, if we're honest, and Trustpilot is quite a well-known one.
Yeah.
You just hit on it there. Sometimes, and I'll be honest, in my whole career in B2B supply, I used to focus too much on just pleasing the business owner of the agent, and that's obviously you need to make sure you do that. But I almost forgot what actually one of the most vital things is. How was this delivering for the agent's own clients, aka the consumers?
Yep.
So to have, I mean, Trustpilot is one of the hardest. They have very strict rules that they go on. So your Trustpilot rating of 4.8 is about as high as you can possibly get. And here's the thing: this isn't like those. On a tiny handful of those, over 1,000, 5-star reviews. I wasn't going to say I don't need to listen to the rest of your pitch here, but wow, that tells a message in terms of these guys are delivering on what they say they're going to do. So hats off to you, first of all, on that basis. Just talk to us how it came about. I'm always just a bit interested about the kind of, what was the spark that kind of made this happen?
So, Simon, my own background is tech and financial services. Before Houzecheck, I have built another kind of tech platform before. We raised millions before. Houzecheck came about in 2017. So I was buying my current property, and the sale almost fell through. And the reason being, it took almost 3 weeks for my surveyor to get us the report. And the sellers were quite keen to get the property done ASAP. And the agents were thinking, I'm kind of, mucking about. So when we finally got the report, the quality of the report wasn't very good. Uh, uh, Being a curious kind of tech guy, I figured out the kind of the reason it took so long, because the whole process is so basic, and it's a very high touch process, it's a very high admin process, and I was thinking there has to be a better solution to deliver such a key service within the home buying process. And then I joined hands with my co-founder, who's a chartered surveyor. So we kind of start looking at how we can improve, how we can use technology and AI to improve the whole end-to-end process. That was the just start of Housecheck journey in 2018.
Well, you've said the prop tech catnip to me, so I'm going to jump on it
Mm,
there.
mm,
You mentioned AI, so there's
mm.
AI that runs through the application as well. Is that right?
So what we have done is we have developed an app, an iPad app
Yeah,
that our surveyors uses whilst they're on the property to capture the site evidence,
yeah,
and it's kind of a RICS compliant. So there is a AI in the way that we use AI models to kind of capture provide all the right questions that the surveyors need to kind of look at when they are at the property, which basically reduces their risk of they missing out any kind of key component. So we got about 2,000 attributes that they kind of go through.
yeah,
Depending upon the property type, depending upon the location, some of the attributes changes. So the AI is being used to ensure that they are being presented with the right templates so that they can capture the right, kind of covering all the property angles from all the angles. This is the reason why the quality of the report, it's not just the speed, it's the quality. We have we take quality very seriously, or rather lack of quality very seriously. So if the reason why we got such a strong reputation is because the reports are not just produced in within no time, but they are actually of a highest quality. Of course, not all properties are same, so there's always a scenario where we discover a property, let's say of someone with thatched roof or a grade 2 listed property. There might be some nuisance, some kind of different elements there. But for standard properties, our app really uses AI to kind of ensure that we are reducing the risk of for surveyors to miss out on a key kind of key areas. So that's the way we are using AI for producing the reports. The overall process from initial inquiry to report delivery is also using cloud and all the digital automation, which means that from initial inquiry to report delivery, everything happens automated. I mean, more or less everything happens automatically, helping us deliver the report as soon as within few hours of property being visited. So our average turnaround time is about 48 hours, which is almost 90, almost 10 times. I mean, the industry average is 2 weeks. So we are delivering the reports in within 2 days. So yeah, we're using AI, we're using automation to improve, deliver a great experience.
very cool. I mean, as my teenage lad would
Mhm,
say. But I mean, because yeah, let's be really honest. This isn't a sector that you would have traditionally, an area that you would traditionally have associated with tech
mhm,
innovation and everything else. And of
mhm.
course, nature abhors a void, doesn't it? So it's clear that that's where you guys are playing a part. I'll let you have a quick break here, Amit, because I'm keen to say, James, just talk to us then. What's the offering for estate agents?
So we want to align with more estate agents. Obviously, estate agents are at the forefront of when a property is sold,
Yeah,
and from that, we'd like leads from for surveys. I remember when I've run estate agents for people. I've had my own estate agency. I've been through that process, and there's always that question: do you know a good surveyor?
yeah.
And it's very hard to recommend because there's always that conflict. I know a lot of agents dread the dreaded word having a survey done. You get evaluation survey for a mortgage, but people need to know more about a house, and it's a very good way of ensuring that they're not spending money on something that could become a money pit.
Mm.
So where we come in, we want to offer a quick, reliable service. We want to um, but pay a referral fee for that. So we
Yeah.
pay a referral fee um, of 10% of the actual survey cost. So, and you can send for as many as they want. But we will actually set them up a portal as well to do that. So we can actually set them up a portal. They can actually host it on their web page.
Yeah.
We'll do that all for free. Gain referrals, and then we a lot more transparent. It's quite a traditional closed industry surveying, and what we like to think is we're very transparent. We work with real integrity, so we want
Mm.
to help that sale go through. So that's where we come in, really.
I think what's interesting there is, as you said, many people you kind of rolled your eyes, as many agents would, is they see the survey as the business prevention department, don't
Yeah,
they?
yeah,
And that it shouldn't be that, should it? I mean,
yeah,
obviously, it's an important part of the compliance of the process.
yeah,
I I think, from my point of view, you're talking about obviously this. that element both you and Amit have mentioned there is that, you know, pipelines taking as long as they do is the number one issue for agents that we're talking to at the moment. Cash flow is critical because it's just so painful out there getting it. So
Yeah.
anything you can do with this important process that speeds that element along, not going to fix it by itself, is it? But it's certainly going to help.
Yeah, absolutely. And the actual, cash flow side is a great point. We actually pay. We don't wait until the sale's completed to pay for a survey referral. We'll actually pay it after the survey's been booked and
I love
completed.
that. I
So,
love
and we pay
that.
twice a month, which is great because at the end of the day, at the moment, there's not as many sales as there has been in the last few years. It's
Yeah.
still it's gaining pace. It's great. The market's starting to come back to life.
Yeah.
But cash flow is everything, and anywhere you can capitalize on those customers that you're dealing with, whether it's for an agent solicitor referral,
Yeah.
financial services, or a surveyor, that's where we come in. And like I say, we want to pay you quickly. If you send us a good quality survey lead through, we'll pay quickly on that, and that all helps the cash flow.
That's a similar thing, isn't it, with those agents that are lettings agents pitching to landlords, and rather than that, the agent that pays once a month, whatever else, that they're able to pay, properly, regularly, and everything else there. That's
Yeah.
obviously ideal, isn't it? So that's a great customer service ethos there, and as well,
Yeah.
just for those busier agents to be able to see a little bit of of cash flow being relieved there until obviously the big ticket item of the sale itself. Again, lovely angle from there. And just being gauche, of course. How much does it cost the agents?
So it's completely free. We don't charge at all. We set them up with a free portal. They're easy to tap into what we do. I can even take it so far and actually look at things like availability and cost if they wanted to for the customer. But the easiest way is just to send us through a lead and we will action it. We've got a fantastic sales team and customer service team that will talk the client through the actual whole process, find out they're getting the right survey, making sure if they're buying like a grade 2 listed, it's a level 3, etc. They're subject matter experts. They know what they're doing. So it takes the onus off the agent. We just need a name and phone number and an agreement to ring them for data protection, and we do the rest. And like I said, there's no cost to the agent at all.
And with it doing 70,000, so the price point's got to be okay. But for the consumer, how does it sort of rank against other survey providers out there?
If I'm honest, I think for what we do, an extremely professional job and a very high quality service, we're extremely competitive in the market. We're certainly not the cheapest, and I wouldn't ever want to be the cheapest, because I think the trouble is, you see people sending out trainees, etc. All our RIC surveyors have got at least 5 years experience, and it's a real quality report, quality service, and integrity is massive. So yeah, we're very, very competitive for the service we do, but we're certainly not cheap, and then which isn't going to bounce back, because at the end of the day, clients are hard to win, and agents, if they're recommending someone, they want to know there's a quality service being carried on from what they're doing.
Well, look, if I was getting all suspicious as doing my journalistic hat, I'd have gone, is it really? But you can't have that level of reviews on Trustpilot and the other platforms without delivering on what you just said there.
Yeah.
In fact, just to add on to this, Simon, if you look at the Trustpilot, the number one feedback is the speed. The number two feedback is price. So people like us, one, for the speed, two, for the price competitiveness. If I have to put a number, we usually say on a scale of 0 to 10, if 10 is the most expensive and 0 is the cheapest survey, you will find we are probably at 4. So we are still cheaper than the average fees, but of course we don't want to compete with a newbie one-man band, no charging VAT, etc. So there's no standardization of service, there's no customer service, there's something is wrong. There's no way the consumer can go back to them and 6 months later that they found a defect which wasn't there before, etc., etc. We are a proper business. They would get the same service whether they come back to us 6 months later, 1 year later, etc. But because we are so thorough in our work, we are so confident that our surveyors are crossing the T's and dotting the I's, that okay, there might be an odd scenario here and there, but more or less we are doing what we are supposed to do. And hence the price point is, as James mentioned, for the quality of service that consumers are getting, is probably as cheap as they could find for this quality of work.
That's a brilliant point, and I think one of the it's so famous a quote that I can't remember the full quote because I suffer from misquoting. But there's that classic one about, isn't it? You can't have something fast, you can't have it cheap, and everything else. There, actually, it's not entirely true, is it? Because if you're able to throw in scale into a proposition whereby you're getting productivity gains, economies of scale, you're able to specialize, and you're also able to then double down on that with technology where other people aren't. You can have both those things, can't you, against it? And I think that's where, that's where the really exciting part of this comes into play. So that sounds good. I mean, we've mentioned a few points here, guys. How are there any other ways that this differs from the competition, or were those the main points?
So I think with regards to the competition, as I said, the secret sauce for us is technology. That's the number one. And because of that, we are delivering speed. Because of that, we have productivity gains, which means that we have cost savings, which we are passing on to the consumers. The price point is better. We're using automation and AI to improve the quality of the reports. So I think we're kind of covering the three key things. I mean, you want a better quality service, you want it fast enough, you want it's cheap enough, or these are three key reasons. Because we are also we behind the scenes, we are working as a kind of a managed marketplace tech platform. So for us, we are one of the very few players in the B2C surveying space which provide national coverage.
Yeah.
So we have got in England, we got about 96% coverage for all postcodes. So there are hardly very few players who actually provide that. We have the surveying is as an industry, you could find 10 to 15 surveying firms in each town, but they're kind of they're very local and very regional. But we have so all our surveyors are local surveyors, so they kind of work within a 15-mile radii. So we have a local knowledge, but at the same time, being a firm which is a kind of all the surveyors are joined with this tech platform, we have a national coverage. So that's also quite rare versus a competition. So you may have tens of other surveying firms which may cover 50% of the postcode coverage within England. We are one of the very few ones which provide the kind of coverage. So if an agent partners with us, they don't have to, they don't have to look for any other surveyor or local surveyor. They would get a local surveyor, but via a single platform.
So that consistency of approach as well, that all comes for if you're one of those people lucky enough to have nationwide coverage or largely nationwide coverage. That's a nice tick in the box again. You always, again, one of the big feedbacks we get from agents is that actually on average they deal with 23 suppliers.
Yes.
And they're always a bit horrified to find that. They'd ideally like to have fewer but better relationships with their key providers. So that would be another, rather than juggling all these different relationships. So that's great. Yes. I take it you've been going obviously since 2019. So this product's available now, ready to go.
Yep. So James,
yeah,
you want to,
ready to go. So we're up and running. We've been like Amit said right at the beginning, we've done over 70,000 reports. We've valued over £10 billion worth of property, which is a huge amount. So yeah, we're up and running. It's a very well tested system. We've got a fantastic backroom team who do the sales and the customer service, and at the center of that, the customers come, they come number one, and that's whether they're B2C or a B2B customer.
Exceptional. And available to all ages, or do you have a demographic of perfect clients? Is it literally from your one-man bands all the way through to your corporates?
Yeah, one-man bands, it'll work if they're working, there's a lot of people working as home agents now. They've set up their business from home locally. If they want to do that, they do it up till multi branches. We can do it for anyone. We do have an integration with Alto, so anyone uses the Alto software. Yeah, okay, great. We have a direct integration with Alto software, so that's relatively new, but it's already up and running, and agents are able just to click a couple of buttons and refer straight through with the lead, and we handle that.
James, I was talking to a few of both suppliers and the agents actually, and although they came a little bit late to the party, I think, Alto, it's fair to say, those suppliers that they've been teaming up with so far have been absolutely blown away by the quality of the integration that they've been able to do there. And certainly I know from a supplier's point of view, famously, I think they are still the widest single over 5,000 offices. I mean, that should be a massive if you were an Alto client, you'd want to be finding out about you guys and getting this out there, wouldn't you?
Yeah, and we actually offer, because the tech's so easy for us from Alto, we actually offer an enhanced deal to Alto users as well. So
Go on. Would if you tell me? Would you have to kill me, or is that?
No, well, if you're an auto user, I could tell you, but yeah, no, there's an enhanced deal because there's a lot less tech for us to deal with. It's a much easier flow of information.
You're able to pass on those savings, is what it sounds like.
Absolutely, yeah.
Brilliant. That's how it should work, and that's, I keep trying to encourage the CRM, see the big picture there. That's the benefit. Yeah. I know it's so hard juggling all these different companies they want to do, but if you're able to get to that point without, with single sign-ons and all those wonderful kind of tech points and everything, that's great. That's really
makes life a lot easier, and we'd like to work with more sort of software suppliers going forward. So your repeat, I better say, hadn't I? Those sort of ones. So yeah,
I'm agnostic, but ring me afterwards.
So yeah, that's the plan, is to work with more and integrate more, and offer that whole end-to-end tech piece where that flow through of information is really important for all different people in the property market, and just to speed it up for the frustration builds. I'm preaching to the converted, I'm sure.
You absolutely are, but again, it's coming back to all of these people that are looking at the sales process at the moment and saying, how do we fix this issue of what, I can't even remember what it is it 4 months on average? What are the parts, what are the ingredients of that stack, that process, that we can do the best thing? And obviously technology has to be at the core of that. But what I love is this is you keep I'm always looking like when I'm trying to quiz people, to think like whack-a-mole, where can I get them? Catch them out there. You've got the tech element there, but you've got the 150, the RICS compliant guys there. You've got, the scale in terms of that. You've got the reviews that back it up. And then of course, without going back to it, skin in the game for the agents if they're able to drive you the right level of business.
Absolutely.
At a fair level as well. So I think that's other than obviously, because I am shameless, on the wonderful pink website where they can go to Houzecheck, and remember there's a Z in the title there. You'll see it on there when we edit this all up. Have a look on there, guys. Find out more about these ones, and there's a get in touch button there. Please use that to go back. Where can they find you apart from that, James, Amit?
So all our contact details on there. I've got a calendar. I can never say it. Calendarly on there. So if someone wants to book an appointment with me and have a chat through how it'd work for them, we can have a chat. I can reassure them if there's anything they need reassuring, and I can get them turned around again. High speed. I can get one set up fairly quickly within a few days. So up and running and do it.
That onboarding point piece is keen, is it? I mean, I always say, actually, agents are so keen, like I am with any kind of tech, whether it's taking out your new laptop or your phone, you want to get using it. Sometimes it can take, months or more to actually get on board. From what it sounds like there, you can get this working out of the box in quite a quick fashion.
Very, very quickly, yeah. We've got a good tech team as well, so that helps.
Yeah, it absolutely does. Talk to me just before we go, because I'm really, really keen to understand as well. You mentioned it before there, that item, the idea about the free dual branded portal that you actually. So how does that work? What does that benefit give you again?
So basically, the free portal gives them the option to they can either host it on their own site, they can have it as a button on their site, or they can have it as a page on their site. We build that completely free of charge. We dual brand it, so their logo will be on there, our logo will be in there, powered by Houzecheck, and so they can either send that link through to their customer, their client, their vendor, their buyer, and they just fill in the information. It enables them to book what type of survey they want, when they want it done, so it will give them availability of surveyors in the area, and it'll also tell them the price, and they can actually book up and pay from there. So and that instantly goes back. So in the background, we know that what agent that's come from, and actually that means that any agent will get paid as soon as the survey is completed.
So any agent wanting to show that they are, at the forefront of customer satisfaction and obviously technology here, it's not enough just to say it these days, is that these guys can show it on their own website. In an effective fashion, leaving therefore, dare I say it, a bit of a depth charge for any agents that are trying to pitch for the business that aren't able to show the same level of sophistication.
Absolutely. Close them before they walk out the door.
Lovely. We continue with an agent.
Does it show?
You never lose that, do you? You can take the boy out of the estate agent.
This is true.
Okay, so that massive USP there, the referral through to the agent, the size, scale, and everything else. What else is there? Is there anything we can leave our audience with that you feel we need to cover off? It feels like we've done a lot in quite a quick time, to be honest.
No, I think we've got it covered, to be honest. Just fast, efficient service, real high speed, high quality, and a good price. And we'll pay the agent as well.
Excellent. Well, I've spoken to some of your clients. They're raving, obviously, in terms of there. So I think that's really good to hear. And I think very much interested to see you catapult. If you've got 1,000, I know it's harder in B2B world, but I don't think you're going to. There's going to be any doubt you're going to be shooting up those reviews on our platform in double quick time as well. So that's really interesting. And again, I still can't get my head round over £10 billion worth of property in those 70 towns.
So, it's a mind-blowing number, isn't it?
These are not people taking a risk with your service, are they? When you've done that,
no.
Guys, thank you so much for taking the time here. Look forward to catching up with you. Obviously, let us know any innovation. It sounds like we'll be catching up relatively regularly on that basis, given how much you're doing. But for today, Amit, James, thank you very much.
Thank you,
Thank you, Simon. It was a pleasure speaking to you. Have a good day. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.